Hello everyone, my name is Ranjan and welcome to my tutorial on how to create a custom game launcher for your game that you created in UDK. So for this tutorial you'll need Microsoft Visual Studio 2010. You can get Visual Studio 2010 for free from Microsoft. Visual Studio, alright, this is the one thing I hate in Google. Instant prediction. Okay, so Visual Studio 2010 Express. So click on the first link and you can download it for free by clicking on Visual Basic 2010 Express, or if you want you can go to Visual C Hash or C++ or whatever you want. You can click install now. It's a web installer. So after installing, start up Visual Basic. So when you start, you'll be presented with the start page. Click on New Project. Make sure you select Windows Forms application, and it's important that you select .NET Framework 3.5 or higher, because we need to use a DLL. So the DLL is only compatible with 3.5 or later. So we'll name this my game launcher. Okay, let it create. Okay, so now our form has been loaded. You can resize it to whatever size you want. I'll keep it like this, and I'll select the form and I'll name it. I'll change the caption to my game launcher, and I'll name it main form. Okay, at this point we can save it, my game launcher. We can save it. And okay, so if we debug it now, we can see the form. It's pretty neat. We have a maximize box, we have a minimize box, and a close button. We don't want a maximize box, and we also want the launcher to launch at the center of the screen by default. So for that, we will set the start position to center screen, and we'll disable the maximize box. Now if you run it, you can see the launcher sticks to the center of the screen and there's no maximize box. We can close it, and we can start adding controls. So the first thing is we need a button. We'll drag it. Cool. We will set the text to like start game. Okay, we'll name it start button, and I'll change the font because I don't like the default font, so I'll change to Verdana. That's my favorite. So now I'll select it, copy and paste it. I'll call this settings. I'll name this settings button. Okay, so next we'll add one more. We'll name this like readme button, and we'll set the caption to like readme, or you can change to like visit game website or something like that. And we'll add our final button, that is exit. Exit button. Okay, now let's debug it. It's looking cool. We have start button, settings, readme, and exit. None of those buttons do anything because we haven't assigned any functions to it. So now let's go out and design our launcher a little more by assigning a background image. We can background image. I downloaded a vector background from the internet. So select it, select open, and okay. Now we have our background image here. You can now add a logo of your game or whatever picture you want. I'll just drag a picture box here. Okay, cool. I'll drag it up. Okay, and I'll add image to our picture box. I download a UDK logo from Google and I press OK. So right now when we debug it, you can see the UDK image is not aligned properly. It's not looking good. So we can select our picture box, set the size mode from normal to zoom. And we also have another problem, and that is our UDK image has no transparency. Remember, it's a PNG image and it does have transparency, but however in this Windows form there is no transparency. So to enable transparency, first of all you must have a PNG image with transparency, and then go to back color, set it from control to transparent. So now we have a cool looking game launcher here. Now what we want is a settings menu. So for that we'll right click on my game launcher. We will add a Windows form. We will just type in like settings form. Okay, add it, and we have our settings form, and we'll change the caption from settings form to form, and we'll set the start position to center parent, and we'll make sure the topmost is turned on, because that will make this form a modal dialog box, that is, it's like always on top. So we'll make sure that it's turned on. We'll set it to true, and we don't want the minimize box, we don't want the maximize box. If you don't want the three controls over there, say you don't want minimize, maximize, and close, then you can simply turn off control box from true to false, and that will just delete all the three buttons from there. We'll turn it on, and we'll just disable maximize box and minimize box, and we don't want the show icon, and we don't want it in taskbar. So right now we have our settings dialog. We can save it, and now we will simply drag a group box. We will increase the size. Now instead of just changing the font for every control that we drag and drop, a simple way is to select the font and select the form and change the font there, and press OK. You can see the group box inherits the font that is set in the main form. So whatever control we drag in there will inherit the font from the main form. So we can now we can select the group box and change the text from group box 1 to like video settings. Okay, so now we can drag a combo box. This will be our okay, wait a minute, delete it. We can add a label and change to like resolution, and then we'll add a combo box, and we will change the drop down style from drop down to drop down list, and we click on the items, and we'll add in like 800 into 600, 1024 into 768, 1280 into 720. I'll just add these three resolutions. You can add more resolutions if you want to. Just for the sake of the tutorial, I'll just add these three resolutions, and I press OK. Now we have those resolutions in there, and we'll add another checkbox here, and we'll change it to, okay, we will just erase the text, and the purpose of this text box, sorry, this checkbox is enable and disable motion blur. So enable motion blur, and we'll add a label to represent that. We will name it enable motion blur. Okay, we will copy that and we'll add in, like, copy that one too, and like we want the ambient occlusion. Okay, so ambient occlusion. We'll change the text from motion blur to ambient occlusion. Okay, so we can add more functions. The thing is, these video settings will be modifying the INA file inside UDK engine. There's a variety of system settings there. There's a lot of settings. You can include all of them if you want to, or you can just include specific stuffs from this system settings. So currently I'm using the resolution, which changes the res X and res Y, and the motion blur is like wait a second, it's somewhere here. Okay, let me find it. Okay, so here it is, motion blur and enable ambient occlusion. Okay, I just saw it. Here it is, ambient occlusion. So these three settings, we'll be using these three settings here. So let's adjust the size, and we will add another button, and that is our save, and we'll name it save button. We'll copy and paste, and we'll name it cancel button. Okay, so we can now adjust the size, and save it. And if you debug it now, you will not see the settings form because you need to assign it to a button. And for that, we will look into it in the second part of this tutorial. And this concludes the designing of our first game launcher. Thank you very much for watching my tutorial. If you like it, please rate and subscribe. Add comments. If you have any doubt, don't hesitate to contact me. I'll be glad to help you. So thank you very much, and have a nice day.